What's up, guys? It's Collin Coates from Built2wander. At the end of last year, we traded in our Ford Bronco Badlands for a brand new Rivian R1S. That vehicle is behind me, and after owning it for about a month, taking it across the country to Ohio and back for the holidays, and driving it around town, I felt like this was a great time to walk around the vehicle, show you guys the ins and outs, go for a ride, share some of my thoughts and impressions, and really talk about why we decided to go with a fully electric SUV. Before we do that, like this video, subscribe to the Driving Line channel, and let's get after it. I'm sure a lot of people are shocked that we went to a fully electric SUV from the Ford Bronco, but there was a couple reasons for this. Number one, we've got an 05 LJ with an LS swap in it. We've got the 392 Wrangler, and we're getting ready to restore a 1975 International Scout 2. I've got all of the off-road vehicles I really need, and between the two Jeeps, they're more than capable for the type of rock crawling that we really like to do. The Bronco really didn't fit that bill. I felt pretty bad taking it out and abusing it the way I did, especially since it was my wife's daily driver. So it made sense to us to go ahead and get rid of that vehicle and replace it with something that would be a better daily driver for my wife. So what we ended up with was the Rivian R1S. And it had really nothing to do with the fact that it was electric, and more just the fact that, to me, it's one of the best looking SUVs out there. It drives so effortlessly. It's so much fun. It's spirited when you want it to be, and it's just smooth and quiet. We don't have a vehicle that's like that. So really stoked with the decision to go ahead and go into the R1S. And I wanted to start by doing a little exterior walk around, talk about some of the features that our vehicle came equipped with, and then from there we'll hop in, go for a drive, and share some further thoughts and impressions. So starting with the exterior, we really didn't get a ton of options on this thing, but a couple of them you can see right away. One being the 22-inch sport black wheels. Absolutely love how those look. Again, this isn't a primary off-road vehicle for us. It's actually quite the opposite, really designed for the day-to-day. So I thought the 22s just look better. They make this thing look aggressive on the road, and I think they look really elegant as well. You can see the big yellow brake calipers. We've got some yellow accenting on the Rivian logos on the vehicle as well. That's indicative of the quad motor package. So this is equipped with a motor at each wheel, which features 835 horsepower, over 900 pounds per foot of torque. This thing will go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. It's an absolute animal, drives like a sports car. So much fun on road, and of course that's because of the fully electric motors there. So we also got the large pack battery pack, which allows us to get about a max of 321 miles of range. And we did take this thing to Ohio and back, which was almost a 4,000 mile road trip. Yeah, we had to stop quite a few times along the way, but you know what? It's the most comfortable vehicle I've ever owned. I absolutely love the drive, and we set our expectations to know that we were gonna stop more. We had the dogs with us, so for us, it wasn't really a big deal to get out, charge it for 20 to 30 minutes, let the dogs walk around, give them water, etc. So one thing I wanted to point out on this is the charge port. So it's right here. You touch this, it opens right up. So that's where you charge this thing. And what I love about that is that, to me, it just looks so sleek. Like, you almost don't know it's there. Whereas other EVs, they have really gaudy looking doors for the charge port. I just think that Rivian did a nice job kind of blending that into the vehicle. One thing you can't see that we've got this equipped with is the full underbody shield, which adds an additional layer of protection front to back, side to side. Basically, when we decide to get this thing off-road, if we do get into any rocks and we bang some stuff up underneath, we don't have to worry about damaging anything. So while we do, plan to do some light off-roading, we felt like it was worth having the extra protection for those scenarios, but primarily this will be, driven on road for the day-to-day commute. Inside, we've got the Ocean Coast interior with the dark ash wood. Absolutely love how this looks. To me, this is like just a beautiful looking interior, really comfortable. I think Rivian did a nice job the way that they equipped these things. We've got panoramic sunroofs over the front and middle row there, and then one in the back. So moving around the back, I just love the styling of this thing. You can kind of see it's got some wide hips here. I think it looks really pretty. And that was really one of the reasons why I wanted to get our hands on the Rivian R1S to begin with. To me, it was just like the best looking SUV out there that has some decent level of off-road capability. It really had nothing to do with the fact that it's fully electric, but being that it is, it's a lot of fun, and it's been kind of cool to check out that technology. So one thing I do like too is it's got this split tailgate, really nice for loading in gear. It's got some adjustable anchor points here for tying gear down, clipping the dogs in, etc. It also has outlets back here, an onboard air compressor, which you can set the PSI, kick that thing on. Pretty rad that they thought of that. You can see these are the extra seats back there. I've got camera gear on top of it, but with those folded up, you get 2 additional seats, which gives you seating for 7. Underneath here, we've got a ton of room for gear. That's our air up kit and first aid kit. Both of those come with the vehicle, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, overall, really impressed with this thing. I think Rivian knocked it out of the park being a new automotive manufacturer. The way that they styled this thing, I am just so impressed with it. But now I think we hop in it, we go for a ride, and I'll share some additional thoughts and impressions with you. All right, let's turn this thing on. That's literally it, nothing. It's so weird, you get in and out of this thing and like there's no on off. So you walk up to the vehicle, your phone is the key. It automatically releases the door handles, allows you to get inside. And from there, you put it in drive and go. And then when you park it, you put it in park, you walk out. As you walk away, the vehicle locks itself. It's all proximity driven. And it's kind of the wildest thing. It definitely takes some getting used to. Like I said, we did get the quad motor package, so it's got 835 horsepower, over 900 pounds per foot of torque. And driving on road, I'm swerving right now just to give you a feel for the suspension. It's very tight. I can change the ride right now. I have it on stiff. I can make it soft. So you can kind of get that Cadillac feel when you're driving down the road, or if you want to do more spirited driving, you can put it into sport mode, stiffen up the steering and suspension, and go from there. 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. It's an absolute animal. In fact, I may park here and just do a launch just to show you like how much fun this thing is. It's insane. All right, ready? Completely stopped. We're gonna go 0 to 60. Jeez, it literally drops. I hit 60 that fast. It drops your stomach. Like, it's insane. It totally pins you to the back of your seat. I've driven a lot of sports cars, Mustangs, Porsches. I've driven McLarens, you name it. And when you're sitting passenger, you certainly get that feeling, but driving, not necessarily. This has so much power, being that it's fully electric. It literally pins you as the driver to the back of your seat. It takes your breath away. Like, it's indescribable. And of course, we don't drive it that way very often, but when you do, it is bound to put a smile across your face. I promise you, this thing is so much fun. One thing I'm really impressed with is all of the different drive modes that you get, which I believe the quad motor package comes with even more, that allows you to maximize the performance while you're off-road in different scenarios, different types of traction, etc. Another thing I wanted to talk about was just kind of some of the features on the interior. So one of the things that I absolutely love, and I know my wife really appreciates, is the 15.6-inch infotainment system. Huge screen. That's where all the drive modes are displayed. That's where you control the climate, the seat heaters, the heated steering wheel. It's got Spotify built in. You can basically access all the vehicle's information right there on that screen. It also has a really nice screen in front of the driver that obviously displays things like navigation, speed, your tire pressure monitoring system, that sort of thing. One thing I'll say is it doesn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so Some people may find that disappointing. I will say the speaker system's really nice in this thing. It sounds pretty well balanced. I think it could have a little bit more bass, but it does have quite a few speakers spread throughout the vehicle. And overall, I think it sounds really nice. So I do really like that. It also has a camp speaker that's mounted basically below the center console, kind of in between the driver and the passenger. While it's in the vehicle and docked, it's constantly charging. Like, let's say you roll up to camp or you're tailgating, you slide that thing out, it's fully charged, ready to go. You know, pretty good sized Bluetooth speaker, sounds amazing. Kind of a cool feature. The other cool feature is that inside the driver door is a flashlight, so you can pop that out. Another cool feature, while that thing's in the door, it's charging, so if you ever need a flashlight, you just pop it out of the door, it's always fully charged, ready to go. A couple other features that I found really cool are an onboard Wi-Fi hotspot. That thing works lights out, it's powered by AT&T, and right now it's free to owners, so I don't pay for it. And I've, you know, while Jess was driving this thing across the country to Ohio with me, I was in the passenger seat, pulled on my laptop, connected to the Wi-Fi, did some work. It was lightning fast. I was really impressed with that. It also has Amazon Alexa Assistant, so she just heard me say that. She's gonna ask me if I need something, but it's kind of cool. You can ask, you know, different questions or different prompts just like you would at home if you've got Amazon Alexa, and put her to work for you. So that's something that I think is kind of a cool feature. And then lastly, right here in front of the center console is a wireless charging pad for your iPhone or your Android. And then also it's got USB-C plugins throughout the vehicle. There's 2 in the center console. There's 1 behind each headrest on both the driver and passenger seat. And then back here, there's a separate infotainment screen for the middle row that's got 2 USB chargers. And then there's 1 in each armrest in the third row. So this thing's fully decked out with chargers. So if you have, you know, a full car load of people that need to charge their phones, everybody can do so without fighting over the charging cords. Now, safety, you know, while to some people this isn't too important, I think what I found is just the convenience of some of these features. So the R1S has what they call Driver Plus. So it's got the adaptive cruise control and lane departure assist, but while you're in adaptive cruise control, it'll actually hold the lane for you and adjust the steering wheel. You do have to keep a hand on it, like 1 or 2 fingers just kind of lightly rested on the steering wheel. But it, you know, if you're on the highway, it'll take all the curves for you, keep you, you know, inside the lines. So long road trips, it's just another one of those features that I think is extremely comfortable. Something that, you know, I definitely don't have in the Jeep. So I've really enjoyed that. So I mentioned that this thing, you know, has quite a bit of off-road capability, 15 inches of ground clearance, full skid system underneath. I think if we put some more aggressive Nitto Recon grapplers on it, it'll be really ready for some off-roading. Now, ideally, maybe we wouldn't have done 22s if you were to buy an R1S with plans to dedicate it for off-roading. I'd probably get the 20-inch wheel so you have a little bit more sidewall, but this being our daily driver where we wanted that 22-inch wheel, we think it looks really good on road. But still, pairing that with a set of Nitto Recon grapplers, I think we'll have no problem hitting some light trails. I'm really excited to see how well this thing actually does, and I think it'll be a lot of fun hitting some of the scenic loops here in Colorado and actually camping with it. So that's kind of what I look forward to doing with this vehicle as the weather gets nicer here in Colorado. But again, after owning this thing for 1 month, I'm really stoked with the vehicle, and I'm excited for all the adventures we have to come in this thing. So there you guys have it, our first month with the Rivian R1S. I gotta say, I had no idea an SUV could be this much fun to drive. I absolutely love this thing, and it fits our needs really, really well. Here in a couple months, I plan to upgrade the tires to a set of Nitto Recon grapplers, a nice all-terrain tire that should allow us to go hit some light trails, and from there, we can share a full off-road review with you. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Rivian R1S on a fully electric SUV, and if you have any questions about this thing, I'd love to help answer them. As always, hit the like button if you did and subscribe if you haven't. Until next time, wander on.
Thanks for watching Driving Line. If you guys like this video, consider subscribing to our channel so you'll never miss any of the content we create here. Whether you're into trucks, Jeeps, imports, domestic vehicles, or anything in between, we are here to fuel your passion. So hit that subscribe button and we'll see you guys next time.